Welcome to our Excel tool that will help you take plan information from the Benefits Academy's Plan Comparison tool and combine it with rates from quotes from carriers into one file. This tool will help you provide output to give to employers, not only showing the plan design information, but also the total monthly cost, the employer's monthly cost, and also a per member per month list bill. The computer programs that you'll be required to have in order to use this tool include Microsoft Excel version 2.13 or newer, and also a license to the Benefits Academy's Plan Comparison tool. For more information about the Plan Comparison tool, you can visit our webpage. Rate structures supported in this tool include age-rated plans, direct with the carriers, and four-tier composite plans that are used mostly with trusts and associations. Other rating structures, such as those through the AWB, Omni, and the MBA Trust, are partially supported, illustrating full in-network plan design information, and you'll be able to insert total monthly carrier rates. Let's get started with the demo. The Excel tool will sit on your own computer. We do not collect any data that you enter into your tool. Typically, you'll want to have one file that is the last updated version that we've provided, and then you'll want to save this as, say, a client's information. I'll save this one as ABC Company. The first time you go through this file, please make sure to read this area first. It talks about information that you'll need to know while going through the workbook. The first thing that you need to know is please do not delete any rows or columns in this workbook, and don't add any rows or columns. Most of the pages have links to each other, and adding or deleting columns may cause issues on other tabs. In each of the tabs of this workbook, you'll see specific instructions for that page to help you walk through each of them. Once you do it once or twice, you should be able to go through this without having to read the instructions again. The meaning of the red colored tabs: red is for internal tabs, blue is your master information that you'll be entering in for your client, including their census data, and the green are the medical tabs that you'll be able to provide to your client to help them make their decision for their renewal. We've also included some helpful hints. You may not be a usual Excel user, so we've added things that you may have questions about, such as I tried to unprotect a sheet. How do I do that? How do I change the order of the tabs for printing? How do I print just one tab? This will walk you through those. The Census Counts is an internal tab. We use this for calculating the census on the later sheets. We do offer this to you though if you want to print this out. It'll print to a one-page formatted document, and it just gives you how many employees and dependents are included under the plans. The first thing you'll want to complete is the company information. So I'll just enter in ABC Company's name, their renewal date, and what the employer currently pays for the employee. It could be that the employer pays a percentage, a flat dollar amount, or all but a certain amount. The all but is for, say, the employer has employees pay $150 regardless of what the age-rated plans cost. So I'm just going to choose 75%. For dependents, you'll choose a percentage. I'll choose 25%. And just a quick note, you only want to choose one of these yellow options for the employee amounts that the employer is going to pay. We've added a little box here to add notes if you want. Maybe you want to note that it's first following 60 days for coverage to start. Anything that you'll need to know as you go through your renewal process, you can put in here. Now for the census, this looks a little bit overwhelming. However, really what you want to do is enter in each employee and their dependents. So I'll just enter in one employee here, and their date of birth. You'll see a drop down. You can choose from the drop down. And then you could say whether or not they've enrolled. This may look familiar to many of you. This is the exact format of wired quotes. So if you use wired quotes to pull your automatic quotes and send quotes to carriers, you can copy and paste this directly into their program online, and it will upload the census automatically. So these are what wired quotes uses. They have active, they have waived, and this over here will automatically change to tell you what W means waive for with other group coverage. It could be that someone declined and they have no other group coverage. It could be that they're on COBRA. They're ineligible for coverage, or maybe they're in their probationary period. We have this date of hire column to help you determine if someone is in their probationary period. You'll notice when you add in your census information, automatically this first employee is going to be listed as 1. You'll also notice that their age at renewal is going to show up. For ease of time, I will copy and paste in information about a group. So this group has 10 employees. There are 2 who are ineligible for coverage, and the rest are active. You'll notice some other things too. This person is 66 and their age is showing up in red. Anytime someone has an age of 63 or higher, it'll show up in red just to give you a little flag whether or not to talk to the client about Medicare. The other thing that you may notice is anytime we have a child, you'll be notified that you need to check if that is a 4th or more child, 4th, 5th, 6th. The carriers, direct carriers, only charge for the first 3 children from age 0 to 20, and then every child age 21 and over. So if you have 4 children, you'll be able to see there's 4 yellow spots here. I'm going to go through and look at these kids to see what their ages are. And here we've got all 4 of them are 0 to 20. So I'm going to note to exclude one of them from the rating structure. They'll still show as covered when we get to the per member per month, but they won't show a dollar amount charged by the carrier. There's a couple of other entry areas. So I'm updating this today on 9/2, and I may want to put a note. So if I put a note here that I updated based on September billing, any note that goes here, if you want to print this out and provide it to an employer, then that note will also show here. If you don't want the employer to see that note, you can put it up here. And when you print that out for them to review, it won't be showing anymore. This allows you to put notes in here that you want the client to see, and also notes that you may not want the client to see. If you noticed on the output, there's more than 1 page, and this client really just needs that 1 page. We've set it up so that you can easily remove all of those blanks. You'll go to this drop down and then unchoose the blanks, and now they'll go away. And when you go to print, that's all it'll show. The next thing that we'll do is put in the plan comparison tool information. This is where you need to have a license to the plan comparison tool offered by the Benefits Academy. I'm going to go online to the Benefits Academy, and I'm going to hit on Products. And the first one listed is our plan comparison tool. If you don't have a license currently, you can try it for free. You can look at the FAQs and the pricing options, and you can also view sample reports. I'm going to go into the website, and Vuosity holds all the data behind a double firewall. I'm already signed in, but I'm going to sign out so that you can see what it might look like. You may be brought to this page where you would have your email address and your password, and you can sign in. If you haven't signed in yet, you can sign into our Vuosity portal for free. Just click on that you need an account, put in your email address, choose any password, and then hit create an account. Since I already have an account, I'll go back and sign in, and I'll come to the main directory. We have a number of items in here. The plan comparison tool, if you click on the button, you'll be offered either to look at the full plan comparison tool or a free demo. If you don't have a license yet, feel free to go on to the demo and play around with it. There are all the carriers and trusts are in there, except that you'll see only $2,000 and $2,500 deductibles. I'm going to go into the full medical plan comparison tool, and I can compare up to 4 different plans. So I'm going to take this group's current plan, which was 12/1 of 2018. So I'm going to pull their 2018 plans with the bigger network. And this is their current, and it was put in on 12/1/2018. I'll go back up and choose their renewal plan. And you'll see it's just drop downs. You get pretty quick at it. And now maybe I want to show them a plan through Primera with the next deductible up. And lastly, I will show, let's show them a direct plan with Primera, still with the larger network, but let's show them an HSA plan. Now that I've gotten 4 plans chosen, I'm going to choose the report to be pushed out into Excel. And I'll just leave that it's portrait. I don't want to show out-of-network plans. And I'll generate the report. It'll pop up on my screen. When I open it, it'll ask me to enable the editing. And once I do that, you'll see the red pop out. Anything that's different is in red. So I'm simply going to copy and paste this right over what I already have in there, the blank areas. So I want to do a couple more plans. I've gotten some quotes from other carriers, and so I'm going to go back to my tool. I'm going to leave current as is because I still want all the red changes, the differences to show up when I push out to Excel. So for the next plan, plan 2 on this one, I'm going to choose Regents Direct for 2019, a preferred plan. Let's do the $1,000 option, and I've already put 12/01/2019. Let's show a Regents plan with a trust. So you can choose any of the trust plans. Let's choose Ames and the big network. Let's choose Traverse. And then a 4th plan. Let's choose For the sake of it, let's choose AWB because I'd like to show you how that will look in our final output. So I'm going to generate the report again and open it up. Click on Enable Editing. Now I've already copied over current, so I don't have to do that again, but here's my 3 new plans that I want to show. So I'm going to copy that and just paste them here. And once I'm in here, it's pretty easy to just add in a number, choose this. Once you get the little icon down here, you can pull it over and it'll renumber those for you. I'm also going to hide these extra plans that I don't need because otherwise they're going to be printing out and we don't need them. You'll also see the print is not really happening here. It should be one page. It shouldn't bleed over to the next page. So I'll show you how to fix that too. So first of all, let's hide those plans that we don't need. And then you'll see the instructions here will walk you through how to do the copying and pasting of plans through the plan comparison tool. And when you get to number 10, that's how to set your column width and your row height. And I also put it up here on the top because you do need to know to set your column width to 47. And as you get faster with this, the only thing that you'll need to really remember is the 47. So I've listed it up there so you don't have to search for it later. So I'm going to choose all my columns, hit column width, put in 47, and then I want to auto set my row height. To do that, I choose the entire thing. And over here on the numbered side, once I get that little icon, I left click twice and it will automatically reformat so that everything is showing nicely. And when I go to print, you'll see that it only prints on one page. So the next page is to enter the rates, and usually clients like to see some benefit information along with the rates. And they want to see how those rates compare to their current plan. So you'll see that some information has been brought in about the plan. In-network information is showing deductibles, office visits, prescription drugs. And again, some information's missing. You'll have to do the same thing that you did on the other tab with your rows. Choose the entire thing, double click, and voila, it will show you all of the information. And if you go to print, you'll see that it prints to one page. Again, we've got a bunch of extraneous plans here. So I'm just going to go and hide those. I don't need them in my print range. You'll notice I'm not deleting anything. I never want to delete anything. I'm just hiding stuff. So now we've got to get these rates in here. All rates are entered below. So if I scroll down, it'll tell you enter the rates down here. So for the Primera plan, they currently pay $220 for a child who is 0 to 14. If you put in the one rate, that youngest rate, it will automatically calculate all the other rates down to 65. They might be off by a penny here or there, but it won't upset things too much to be off by a penny. So let's assume that their renewal is coming in at $242. Their $1,500 deductible is coming in at $228. And we're also showing that HSA plan, and on that renewal quote from Primera, it is saying that it would be $210. So I'm all set there. Now I'm going to go and look at my quotes that I have in from Regents, Ames, and the AWB. So for Regents, I'm going to use the 3-tier age rates. You'll see you could put full tier, you could put 3-tier. So let's in here assume that the rate will be $302, and for an older person, $520. For AIMS, they are a trust plan that uses a 4-tier rating schedule. We can put that in there. And then for the AWB, they have that 64-tier rating schedule. We don't have that in here. It's very difficult to program. So we'll have you enter that by hand. So you just have to say, yes, I'm going to be entering that number by hand. So let's go back up and see what happened. First of all, you're going to see that it'll indicate what kind of rates you entered in. So currently with Primera, they're with the full tier age rating, and you entered that in for the renewal too. With Regents, we use the 3-tier age rate. If you used the full tier age rate with Regents, it would have automatically put in full tier here for you. You don't have to remember which of the rate structures you chose. For AIMS, you'll see the 4-tier, and then for AWB, you'll see it says alternative rating. All of the plans now will show the total monthly premium, with the exception of that AWB plan. So from their quote, you'll put in the total that they provide. So say it's $7,052. Now every plan, renewal, and all the options are going to show you what the change in dollars is from the current plan. And then it'll show you what the percentage change is on that as well. With the employer contribution, you'll see, remember, we entered in 75% for employees and 25% for dependents. It'll automatically tell you what the employer pays currently of the total cost. With every option, it'll have the exact same. Now in here, you can change it if you'd like. Maybe the employer wants to go up to $1,500 deductible, and at the same time they want to go up to 80% on their employer contribution. They can do that, and you can model it right here. Maybe with the HSA plan, they want to change that to all employees paying $50, and they'll still pay 25% for dependents, and you'll automatically see what the change is on the bottom. I'll keep the rest of them the same. And you'll notice, since we don't have those rates in here for the AWB, they're not included here for the employer contribution. That's all for this tab and what it will look like in the printout. You'll see the current and renewal will print out with every option, and then the options, there'll be 2 more for each page. Now we'll go to the per member per month page. This provides a list bill by employee and their dependents to show the employer what that person is currently paying through payroll deductions per month for themselves and any of their dependents. And if you remember, we had that 4th child that we won't be charged for by the carrier. So you'll see that that child is showing, yes, they're covered, but NC is no charge, and it'll show as $0. Elsewhere, where someone is ineligible or maybe they're just not enrolled on the plan, you'll see them on the census, but you won't see any charges for them. Just something to note here on how we have to do it for the trusts that use a 4-tier composite. You'll see that on the 3-tier and the full age rated, the dependent cost is listed under each dependent. With a 4-tier composite rate, we needed to put that rate next to the employee, and it's for all of their dependents. So pretty easy to view spouse to spouse. When you have more than one dependent, then you'll have to do a little bit of addition in your head and estimation. And then, like before, AWB, we don't have those rates included here, so it won't show you the rates here. What we did on the other ones is we hid these extra plans. I'm going to hide those. And then I don't want to print all these extras. So again, just like the census, you can come up here and say, I don't want to show the blanks. So when you go to print this, due to the spacing, it'll show current, renewal, and then one option each time. So now you're done. You're ready to send this to the client. To print out all 3 tabs, you can click on one of the green tabs, hold your control button down, click on the other 2, and then how I do it is I save as a PDF. And so I'll just save it as the ABC Company. So now I have my plan design information with all my differences showing in red. I have the minimal plan information with the total rates and the employer rates. And then the list bill, employee by employee. And that's it. Once you do this a number of times, you'll get pretty fast at it. It takes me about 10 minutes to go through and do a renewal report with options from start to finish. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I can be reached at sandy@thebenefitsacademy.com or at 206-669-3345. And an easy place to find me is at thebenefitsacademy.com. Click on Contact, enter your first name or your last name, your email, and let me know what your question is or your comment. And then my phone number is here as well, plus my email. Thank you.